love to hear from you what sparked your discovery, how you discovered raw foods long time ago, and maybe some of the first changes that you remember noticing from eating raw foods.
That is such a long story. On January 21st, 1994, my family became raw family. We learned about this from passerby on the street, from the woman who's in my bank, who told me about raw food. When I was seeking for solution how to heal my son's diabetes. And we tried so many different things and nothing really worked. But when we tried raw food, it worked right away. After 7 years of being on 100% raw food diet, we reached a plateau when we stopped feeling very good. We started to develop some small symptoms on perfect health. Some like warts, lack of energy, disturbed sleep, gray hair. I started to gain weight that I lost when I went on raw food. And just small symptoms, but and our teeth started to be very sensitive. Our teeth started to fall apart. After lots of searching, I discovered that what was missing was greens. Mm-hmm. I decided to compare humans to the animals that resemble humans the most, which is chimpanzees. Mm-hmm. We share with them 99.4% the same genes, so our diet is supposed to be 99.4% the same, and it's not. And almost half of their diet are greens and blossoms, and humans only eat 3% greens or 5%. For majority of people, it's just lettuce, a leaf of iceberg lettuce in a Subway sandwich. That's about it. For raw fooders, maybe a little more. Still, maybe a shot of wheatgrass once in a while.
Yeah, right.
And so then I tried to force myself to eat as many greens as chimpanzees eat, or as much as I think we're supposed to eat, and I was not able. I was really disgusted by them and felt nauseous. And then I was sick, you shall find. And in September 2004, I made the first green smoothie. And I was very, very happy that the flavor and taste of fruit totally dominated the flavor of chlorophyll.
So people didn't have that, ooh, it's a greens taste. They actually like it.
No, they don't. When I made my green smoothie and I liked it, and I drank the whole blender right in this office, and then I couldn't believe it. So I made another blender and I went to the Massage Institute next door. And I took lots of small cups and I went around and I said, please, can you try this for me? And everybody looked at this green and they said, I just ate, I really don't want, just didn't want it. People don't like green color. And when I said, please, can you please try just a little bit and tell me if it tastes good? And when I tried it, their faces literally lit up and they said, wow, what is that? It's so wonderful. Can I have some more? And I said, really? You really like it? This is amazing. Well, it's great. And then I went outside, and even the UPS driver who came just right that driveway, he tried it and he loved it. And so then I was thinking, wow, my children could drink it, my relatives who don't eat raw food could drink it, and people in Russia could eat it, and people in China, people in Africa, anybody could in the world. There are so many people who don't consume enough healthy food, and this is such a delicious blend. And so it was really great.
Something that I think is interesting about the green smoothie that you described in your book, Green for Life, was how it improves stomach acid. Tell us a little bit about that.
When we have everything that we need in our body, we have all the perfect juices in our stomach and our intestines and in the body, and when we lack certain nutrients, then we begin to have compromised digestive system. For example, if we low in zinc, which is important nutrient, then our body cannot manufacture enough of hydrochloric acid, which is a stomach acid. And at this point, we cannot really digest greens because greens are so high in cellulose that's not digestible. But it could be processed because all the nutrients, they're located inside of the cells, so those cellulose has to be broken, and if there is not enough acid in the stomach, then it couldn't be done. And that's how the body, so when we don't have enough stomach acid and we still force ourselves to eat greens, then we develop inflammation in our small intestines, and it causes pain and suffering, and this is very heavy load on our digestive system. So our very intelligent body is making us not eat greens, not like greens. As if it is saying, honey, you cannot really digest it, why bother, don't even try. And this is the reason why I think most people don't like greens, especially younger generation. If you show to a child an ice cream and then greens, a bunch of greens, they would say, gross, I would go for ice cream. However, when people begin to drink green smoothie, but approximately within a month, 68% of people, according to my research, reverse the lack of hydrochloric acid. That means that they find the zinc and all the nutrients necessary for healthy. Human society has been, on this planet, has been eating pretty much similar diet for thousands of years. And the greatest shift happened only 180 years ago at the time of Industrial Revolution. In the beginning of 19th century, when humans started to develop technology and chemistry, among everything, together with along with the steam machine, steam engine, and along with steam engine and telegraph, telephone, bikes, showers, spring mattresses, and matches, human invented the process of refining white sugar, the metal grinders for the mills that allowed to produce white flour, and the canning process. And those were the most detrimental tools in human food and health. As soon as they were invented, and they brought so much convenience and availability of food that was a survival food that will feed the people who were so hungry and poor and starved, that it became a symbol of progress at that time. If you didn't eat canned food, if you didn't use puffy breads and confection, you were considered old-fashioned. So you can really imagine how the society suppressed those who didn't eat this way, because you can easily imagine somebody who doesn't have email or internet or GPS. You say, you don't have GPS? So that's, you can imagine how people looked at, oh, you smell like garlic, you don't eat canned food? Oh my God, it's so old-fashioned. So there was also a social aspect of that. So 180 years ago, humanity stopped eating what they were eating for thousands of years, which was regular consumption of lots of natural food and lots of greens whenever they're available. And they started to eat processed food, not only in the winter, but also around the year. At the same time, cancer started to rise. Dr. Max Gerson, in his book, Gerson Therapy, he explains that 180 years ago, cancer was so rare that if the students of medical school had to see one, they had to travel sometimes for days to meet a person with cancer. And then 108 years ago, it started to spread so quickly. By the year of 1900, 63 cancer deaths from 100,000 people. That was pretty high.
My name is Sunny Savage, and I'm the founder of Savage Design. It all really started with a dream that I had to make clothing out of the wild plant nettles. Pretty much any of the designed fabrics have a blend of nettle in them. Anytime you see these dark lines in the clothing, that has the actual nettle yarn with the organic cotton kind of woven around it. To be offering nettle tea bag as our hang tags on our clothing. We really green every aspect of our business. I mean, we have the clothing line, but you know, our bank is only investing in kind of social ventures, and you know, our online merchant service is using alternative energy. Really, it's about encouraging the health of our planet and ourselves and being food savage inside and out.